YouTube is Amateur Boys up back with another banger. In this video, we got uh Rolly Romero ducking the unification with Devin Haney. Let's get it. Um Recently, last Saturday night, the 22nd, I believe Devin Haney defeated Brian Norman in dominant fashion and knocked off the quote unquote number one guy in the division to become the number one guy in the division himself. Um and with that being said, Devin Haney became the top champion in that division after beating Brian Norman. And he set his eyes, or at least his dad set his eyes on Rolly Romero, right? Bill Haney got on Instagram or I think X some shit. And he said Ryan lost to Rolly on May 20th. Now he's fighting Barrios in February. He's talking about Ryan. He said Rolly hasn't fought since May, and Devin just became champion in the same division. So why wait on Ryan again? Devin can fight Rolly right now, same day, same card, unification. True or false? Um, I think that's facts, right? Because Devin Haney fought on. I think Devin Haney has fought on two undercards in a row. I think he's been co-main event twice in a row. At this point, they're like, bro, we don't care if we co-main event. We're gonna be co-main event until we are the main event. You feel me? And I respect it, bro. They trying to get it where they can. They trying to get in where they fit in. They trying to just beat guys, take belts, and take names. You feel me? Devin Haney was Ryan Garcia's undercard. He was the co-main event when he defeated Jose Ramirez unanimously. Um, that's the night that Rolly beat Ryan. And then he was the co-main event to David Benavidez, who beat Yard brutally, right? So Devin Haney has been the co-main event twice in a row. And I think they're at the point where it's like, hey, we getting the most money on the card, we getting paid handsomely, and we getting belts, right? We getting belts. We taking people belts. And to be quite honest, more people wanted to watch Devin Haney versus Brian Norman than Benavidez versus Yard. Did Benavidez stop Yard brutally? Yes. Was that to be expected? Dude already had lost twice by knockout. Like it's not like he wasn't gonna beat David Benavidez or anything. You feel me? But yeah, bro, they pushing for this unification against Rolly. Um, and I think Rolly is turning it down. Like Rolly got on social media talking about, yeah, I'm not really interested in this fight. This fight don't got my interest right now, bro. If you scared, just say that. Now, I don't understand how these guys say Haney is this jab smother guy, but they scared to fight him, right? If his style is so boring, y'all pretty much saying he's so dominant and y'all scared to lose to him, but y'all trying to you cover that up by saying he's boring, right? When Drew Brees threw the, I'm from New Orleans. When Drew Brees threw the football, Drew Brees would not he would not routinely throw the ball over 10 yards. Drew Brees had a very boring style of football, but guess what? People still tuned in to watch Drew Brees play, right? And people talk about Floyd Mayweather's style is boring. Hundreds of millions of people tuned in to watch Floyd Mayweather fight. So I'm not buying a boring narrative. I'm not buying it, right? People gonna come to watch you fight because they respect your craft and they like who you are in and outside the ring. And people might act like they hate Devin Haney, but they tune in to watch him fight every single time. My only question is, since all right, the same guys who say they hate Devin Haney's style because he's boring are the same guys that rooted against Deontay Wilder for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, the overweight, fat, sluggish boxer who hugs all day versus the knockout puncher Deontay Wilder, right? Tyson Fury was they rooted for Tyson Fury in America against the American champion Deontay Wilder, but they'll try to convince you of this camaraderie, right? They'll try to convince you of this camaraderie and that they love entertaining fighters when Deontay Wilder was literally one of the most hated guys in the sport while he was boxing. It makes no sense. It's contradiction, and it leads you to believe that hey, maybe it's not about styles. Maybe they don't dislike his style. They dislike who he is. They dislike him and what he stands for. And I think that's more accurate. But like I said, bro, I think Devin Haney can dominate Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero, is he explosive? Is he strong? Yeah. Is he awkward? Is he slow? Yeah. I think if Devin Haney tames that awkwardness, right, hurt him early, I think Rolly can be hurt. Just like Brian No. A lot of these dudes, these big punchers, just because you a big puncher don't mean you could take a big punch, right? And that's what these boxing fanboys don't understand. The guy with the better defense and the more accurate puncher is a lot of times going when you can be a big puncher, when you fight in a punching bag, yeah, you're gonna beat him up, right? When you're a punch and Rolly Romero, no offense to Rolly, but at times he's a punching bag. Now against Ryan Garcia, he showed dimensions to his game. He controlled that lead hand all night, and he dropped Ryan on the inside. But I don't think he could do that to Devin, because The mistake Ryan made is he backed up in a straight line and extended his left hand, leaving the lane open to get check hooked. And that's exactly what Rolly did. Devin Haney makes that mistake at times, which can cause me some nerves because if they follow him back and throw a hard punch, he's liable to get hit. However, once he reads that, he'll literally just start bending at the waist and tying you up and pushing you back and boxing again. So I think this will be a good fight. But like Rolly literally said in the past, he was like, man, I see me and Devin Haney fight happening sometime in the future. I think it's gonna take place at welterweight. That's Ryan's exact words. This fight gonna happen at welterweight, right? I believe he said that about Devin. He said this fight is gonna happen at welterweight. He's been waiting for this fight for a long time. Now that it's time to actually happen, all of a sudden he's not interested. And I just find that to be complete and utter cat. I think that's just bullshit. I think champions should fight champions, nothing more, nothing less. Now, if you're going to fight your contender, cool. Your number one contender, cool. But I think the way the sport of boxing works is champions should be mandated to fight against each other, right? Because and when champions aren't forced to fight other champions, the division gets stalled, right? Then they get the picking and choosing prize fights on some Floyd Mayweather shit. And Floyd Mayweather fought champions, right? But Floyd Mayweather never went for undisputed, which is why the him versus Terrence Crawford argument is so interesting because Floyd Mayweather was given a lot of opportunity after he beat Oscar. However, Terrence Crawford wasn't given that amount of opportunity and still managed to be a three-time undisputed champion. So it's very interesting because boxing is very political nowadays, and I hate it. Right, the best should just be able to fight the best, point blank. Period. Champions should be forced to fight champions, and there should be an undisputed champion every year. Every other year, it should be an undisputed champion in the sport of boxing, or at least the undisputed champion should be defending against his mandatories, right? But in the sport of boxing, you got champions saying they don't like other champions' style. That's like that's like playing against the Saints and saying you don't want to play the Saints because Drew Brees' style is boring, but it's effective. You feel me? So man, I ain't trying to hear all that political nonsense, boring style. Because Deontay Wilder was most hated. He had the most exciting style in boxing. So let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Till next